Frank Sinatra in person, brought to you by Vim's, the best-known name in vitamins. Starring Frank Sinatra with Axel Stordahl in the orchestra, EILEEN Barton, and Frank's distinguished guest, Jack Benny. Later on, we'll announce the winner of the $5,000 war bond contest. This is Joe Walters turning you over to Frank Sinatra.
It was just one of those things, just one of those crazy flings, one of those bells that now and then ring. Just one of those things. It was just one of those nights. Just one of those fabulous flights. A trip to the moon on gossamer wings. Just one of those things. If we thought a bit of the end of it when we started painting the town, we'd have been aware that our love affair was too hot not to cool down. So goodbye, dear, and amen. Here's hoping we meet now and then. It was great fun, but it was just one of those things.
Thank you. This is Frank Sinatra coming to you from Warner Brothers Wilton Theater in Hollywood and going by shortwave relay to every zone of military operation in the world. And no matter where those boys are, they'll have a hard time avoiding the gentleman we're featuring this evening because he's been to quite a few of the battle stations himself. I speak of my friend, Mr. Jack Benny. On hand, too, is EILEEN Barton, who's been busy wrapping Christmas bundles, and Axel Stordahl, who would like to do a little bundling himself.
Oh, so you think I can't get a girl?
You got one?
One. Just tell me where you'll be in a half hour, and I'll bring 100.
Casa Never Stordahl.
Oh, yeah? Well, I just bought a beautiful thing for a beautiful thing.
Oh, happy circumstance.
Only now I'm worried.
What's your worry, Glowpuss?
Now that I've got a beautiful thing for a beautiful thing, how do I meet a beautiful thing?
Consult EILEEN.
Oh, well, thank you, Frank. But don't worry, Axel. Around Christmas time, you find out how many friends you have.
That's right. At Christmas time, the same thing always happens to me.
You find out how many friends you have?
How many relatives?
I love buying things for people. They wonder what they're getting and where you've hidden the packages, and, well, they seem to like to find out about it ahead of time.
Well, sure. They got to start thinking about what to exchange the stuff for.
Well, I don't think it's any fun knowing what someone bought for you.
I do. Most men do.
Really?
Sure, I can just imagine the young married couple at Christmas time. The girl is excited and the guy is broke. So he's snooping around the house to see if he can't find out what he's going to get for Christmas before he sees the bill. He tiptoes down the hall to the closet. He opens the door and... Oh, excuse me, Fibber.
Fibber? What's the idea of...
What are you doing here, in the closet?
Waiting for you.
Me?
I knew you'd be looking for your Christmas present, so I just decided to come on in.
Present, huh? Where?
Well, not here. And don't look in that other closet either.
Can't I just open the door and take a little peek?
No.
Just a tiny little bit?
No.
Well, could you tell me what's in the closet?
Mothballs.
Mothballs? Gee, I had my heart set on something else.
Well, what, darling?
Honey, I don't suppose I ought to say this, but, well, I've had my heart set on a little, well, something little that would run around a house and I could play with.
Oh, darling, would you?
You don't think...
Think what, dear?
You don't think I'm too old for an electric train, do you?
Well, of course not, dear. What are you getting me?
I'll give you a hint. It's white.
Ermine.
and green.
A dress?
It gets bigger every year.
A plant?
It keeps growing for 10 years.
Well, what happens then?
After 10 years, you buy a mink coat with it. It's a bond.
Aw, darling. Just think. For 10 years, I can plan what I'm going to spend it on.
10 years of window shopping. Wow!
I feel the autumn breeze. It steals across my pillow as soft as a will-o' the wisp. And in its song there is sadness because there's no use. The lonely autumn trees, how softly they're sighing, 'cause summer is dying. They know that in my heart there's no gladness because there's no you. The park that we walked in, the garden we talked in, how lonesome they seem in the fall. Stormy clouds hover, and falling leaves cover our favorite nook in the wall. In spring we'll meet again. We'll kiss and recapture that summertime rapture we knew. And from that day, nevermore will I say, there's no you.
The sixth War Loan Drive is over. You, the American people, have reached the goal set for this drive. That's your proof to the men and women overseas that you're behind them 100%. You've shown them that you want them to have all the material that they need to beat two of the toughest enemies in the world. But just how hard has it been for you to buy that extra bond? How does it stack up with what the men on the battlefronts are doing? Did you lose something? Did you give something away? You loaned your money. You're going to get it back with interest. That's not very rugged, is it? And if after you bought your extra bond and could afford to buy another one, did you? Well, let's face it, did you? That's a pretty important question. That's our job, to buy a few more bonds than we thought we could afford. To buy those bonds to the very last penny that we can scrape together. The men on the battlefield can tell you that there's no such thing as too much equipment. No such thing as too many planes or tanks or guns or bullets. It figures. There's no such thing as buying too many bonds. We haven't done a darn thing until we go without things that we need to buy bonds. So let's start doing it now. The fighting man doesn't think you're asking too much of him. So what do you think? Is he asking too much of us? And P.S., we're getting pushed around in Germany right now. Cole Porter has been responsible for many, many hits. His music always has the flavor of the big city, but his newest tune is strictly a Western ballad and is being used in the new Warner Brother picture, Hollywood Canteen. It's called Don't Fence Me In, and it is sung by Miss EILEEN Barton and a pin boy from a local bowling alley. How are you?
Give me land, lots of land under starry skies above. Don't fence me in. Let me ride through the wide open country that I love. Don't fence me in. Let me be by myself in the evening breeze. Listen to me straddle my old saddle underneath the western sky. On my cayuse, let me wander over yonder till I see the mountains rise. I want to ride to the ridge where the west commences, gaze at the moon until I lose my senses. Can't look at hobbles and I can't stand fences. Don't fence me in.
Oh, give me land, lots of land on the starry skies above. Don't fence me in. Let me ride through the wide open country that I love. Hey, don't fence me in. Let me be by myself in the evening breeze. Listen to the murmur of the cottonwood trees. Send me off forever, but I ask you, please. Hey, don't fence me in.
Just turn me loose. Let me straddle my old saddle underneath the western sky.
On my cayuse, let me wander over yonder till I see the mountains rise.
I want to ride to
Hold
the
the
ridge
phone.
where the west commences.
Gaze at the moon till I lose my senses. Can't look at hobbles and I can't stand fences.
Don't fence me in.
Don't fence me in.
Don't fence me in.
For many years, millions have laughed at the antics of a great comedian. He has starred in many top-flight pictures, and on his own radio program, he's had few rivals in the past 10 years. He's able to go along with the joke, and his brilliant ad-lib comments are quoted in parlor and pantry. I've asked the celebrated wit to pay us a visit this evening, but unfortunately, Fred Allen couldn't make it. However, he has asked a pal to sub for him, and here is his pal, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Frank, I want to tell you that was a clever introduction. Very clever.
Like
I mean, the
it,
way
okay.
you started out, I thought you were introducing me. You know, brilliant ad-lib, celebrated wit. And just when I was sure you were talking about me, it turns out you meant Fred Allen.
Well, Jack, you're not sore, are you?
Oh, no. No, as a matter of fact, Frankie, I enjoyed that introduction. I really got a bang out of it.
Thank you, Jack.
Now, if we only had a bing, we'd get someplace.
That's what I like about you, Jack. If you can't think of anything funny, you say it anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty good, Frankie. You certainly are quick on the draw.
You really think so?
Yeah, now if you'd eat a little more, you'd be round, firm, and fully packed.
Yep, that's what I like about you, Jack. If you can't think of anything funny, you say it anyway.
Now, wait a minute.
If you do think of something funny, Fred Allen said it first.
Now, cut that out.
Okay, but don't go around saying that I should eat more than I do. You see, I don't have to overeat. I take Vigoro. It helps me keep my figure.
Vigoro?
Yes.
It helps you keep your figure?
Yes.
Well, I don't want to get personal, brother, but why do you want to keep it?
That's what I like about you, Jack. If you can't think of anything funny, you get mad.
I'm not mad. Besides, I didn't know you were so sensitive about your physique.
I'm not sensitive about my physique. And let me set you straight on it. You may not believe it, but when I was born, the stork had to make 2 trips.
2 trips?
Yeah, I forgot my bow tie.
Now, wait a minute.
I was a sporty baby.
Look, I'm the guest here. You know? Oh, really, a fine thing. I came over here to be friendly. You're not helping me any by getting all those laughs, you know.
Friendly?
Yeah, look, I came over because I was worried about you. A few months ago, when I was looking for a singer, I offered you a job on my program. You didn't take it. Now I was wondering how you were doing.
But Jack, when you made me that offer, I thought you were kidding.
Kidding?
Certainly.
If I were kidding, would I have offered you $35 a week? I don't kid around with that kind of dough. When I offered you that job in my program, I naturally didn't mean for you to sing the entire half hour. I wanted you to sing just one song.
Oh, just one song, huh?
Yes, and for that, I was going to pay you $35. $35 a week.
But, Jack, $35, do you realize that I
Wait
get...
a minute, Frankie, wait a minute. Remember, I went to 45 when you told me your wife had a baby.
Yeah, but how long can that go on?
How do you think Crosby got where he is? Anyway, I don't need you now. I've got my own singer, Larry Stevens.
I know. I've heard him, Jack, and he's very good.
You're darn tootin'. I'm paying him $22.50 a week.
$22.50 a week?
Yeah.
Well, Jack, tell me, do you pay him in one lump sum, or do you spread it out and thrill him every day?
That's what I like about you, Frankie. If you can't think of anything funny, you take Vigoro. Anyway, you had your chance to be with me and you didn't take it. What's the matter with you? Haven't you got any sporting blood?
Sporting blood?
Yeah.
Of course I got sporting blood. Whenever I cut myself and shaving, anything comes out. That's enough for me.
Well, you loused that joke up good. I don't know how to do it.
No, I don't know where
Let's
I
see
am.
that. 1 second. Where am I?
Over here.
Well, anyway, just as well that you're not on my show. It couldn't be any good to... it wouldn't be good to have the audience swoon at two people in the same program.
Jack, do you mean that they swoon at Larry?
No, they swoon at me.
At you?
You've never heard me play my violin, have you? What are you laughing at?
Jack,
What?
when people groan, fall down on the floor, roll over on their stomachs, kick themselves in the head, that isn't swooning.
Well, there's a difference in audiences, you know. Now, you take your gang sitting out there. I mean, just look at... Hey, you with the stockings, what are you doing here? Anyway, Frankie, if you think you're so smart, I'm going to challenge you to a musical duel.
Musical duo?
Violin versus voice. Now, you're known as the voice, aren't you?
Yes.
Well, I'm known as G-String Benny. I mean, we'll have a contest right here and now. You take the audience on the left side of the house, and I'll take the audience on the right side. Then we'll... Hey, wait a minute. Stop running over to his side. Now get back here and bring your seats with you. All right, Frankie, you ready?
Oh, it's that, Jackson.
Okay, you sing, I'll play, and we'll see whose side swoons the most here. Now, go ahead. Wait a minute. Wait till I get the violin here. Hold on a second, will you?
Won't you tell me
Wait
when...
for me, for heaven's
well, I'm all tuned up.
What the ham? He can't wait up. Ready?
Jack?
Go ahead. I'm ready. Now,
Jack?
wait.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Won't you tell me when we will meet again? Sunday, Monday, and always. No need to tell you now what makes the world go round.
Go ahead. It's your
And
neck.
what am I to do? Can't I be with you Sunday, Monday, and always?
Wait a minute. Well, I guess I showed you, huh, Frankie?
Yeah, now, Jack, will you do me a favor?
Okay.
Have your side of the audience come over and pick up my side of the audience.
You laid him there, brother. Sweep him up yourself.
Jack, before you go, I know that there's something you want to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, nobody thinks that we're not going to win this war. Not even me. There was a time when we were pretty worried, but we did something about it. We built factories to make the goods for war. We built an army, a navy, an air force, second to none. You all know how we accomplished what we've done so far. With good, hard labor in war plants and by loaning our dollars to Uncle Sam. And when we get right down to cases, it was money, your money and mine, that built the stockpile of war equipment up to the point where we could take on Germany and Japan and start beating them both to their knees at the same time. To finish the job of seeing this war to the end, to see to it that the men who are fighting our fight are not ashamed of us, we've still got plenty to do. A war loan drive does what it's supposed to do. It makes us buy extra bonds. But it's the regular buying that counts. Your regular buying and holding on to the bonds you have. Hoard them. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, hoard them. You're not only being patriotic, but it's essential to hoard them. After the war is over, you'll be thankful for every one of those pieces of paper you've got stacked away. The returning men will know that you were behind them and will thank you for it, just as they thank you now.
Top dancing team of motion pictures was that of Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire. Together they made one of Hollywood's finest musicals from their swing time in 1936, The Way You Look Tonight. Someday, when I'm awfully low, when the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you and the way you look tonight. Oh, but you're lovely, with your smile so warm and your cheeks so soft. There is nothing for me but to love you, just the way you look tonight. With each word your tenderness grows, tearing my fear apart. And that laugh that wrinkles your nose touches my foolish heart. You're lovely, never change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you just the way you look tonight. With each word your tenderness grows, tearing my fears apart. And that laugh that wrinkles your nose touches my foolish heart. Someday, when I'm awfully low, when the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you and the way you look tonight. Just the way you look Here now is the news all of your entries in our $5,000 war bond contest have been waiting for. It was won by Mr. James F. Smith, the 466 Arlington Avenue, Arlington, Virginia. He came up with the winning 50 words on why I bought an extra bond to back the 6th war loan drive. Congratulations, Mr. Smith. As a matter of fact, Mr. Smith, although he did not have to, as any size bond would serve to enter the contest, bought a $500 bond. Now, Mr. Smith owns a $5,500 bond, and that much interest in his future and the future of the United States of America. Thank you, Mr. Smith. That's it for next Monday. We'll all be back again. I wish you a very Merry Christmas, and our guest will be little Margaret O'Brien. So until then, good night, neighbors.
This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.